live stream with me? Yes. Okay, hey guys. So we did a live show yesterday. A lot of you popped in and were able to see what it looks like when we're in our car on our little road trip. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the comments that people made about some of this stuff we're doing, I guess. And most of the criticism was that we weren't taking seriously what we were doing as parents, or that there was too much inconvenience associated with what we were doing for us to really, that we shouldn't be doing it. So I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit, like the belief that life should always be cushy, that if life isn't necessarily easy in the moment, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. But if you guys watched my channel in the beginning when we were farming is not easy. It's just, to me, it's important. And I feel the same way about this trip right now. Now, did I want to leave the homestead? No. It was not my first choice. We left the homestead because of John being unable to work and wanting to, him desperately wanting to be in a warmer climate. And so a lot of it just came down to like personal stuff that was going on in our family and a need for everybody's needs to be met. And now, is anybody supporting us as far as sponsoring us to be out here? No. I still have a job. I work long hours to make videos. Okay, stop putting it in front of the camera. This is where you can see what it looks like. And so we still have a job, and we are actually, right now, we feel like we've really had the RV traveling experience at this point. We don't necessarily feel like we need to have more RV traveling experience. Like we've had that experience, and now we can maybe move on to some other things, which is one of the reasons why we took the rental car up into California rather than taking the RV. For one was safety because of the heat and because of the distance and the type of roads we would be on, so we took the rental car. But when we have when you have more than a week of rental in a car,
and we found a puppy for me.
We did.
Yeah.
When you have more than a week in a rental car, the price goes down very quickly, and so it was actually less expensive for us to take the rental car. Hey, Trudy.
Hi,
So
Trudy.
anyway, a lot of the concerns that people have, I'm worried that you're concerned about it. A lot of people said it in like an unkind way, and yet there wasn't a lot of swearing or anything. I think it was genuine concern for what we're doing, but I guess it doesn't feel like that much of a transition from the homesteading. We're just doing something else that's unconventional because we want to and we have the means to do it. Now, is it expensive to live on the road? Yes, it is. But we are not putting money onto credit cards to do it. We have a little bit of business expense that we have one credit card that's, girls, not the fingers, not the fingers. We have a little bit of money that we put on a credit card because they wouldn't let us put it on a debit card. We tried to use our debit card to pay for the rental car, but they won't take an out-of-state debit card. So we did take our very small credit card that we have for the business, and we had to put the rental car on, but not because we didn't have the money. We did. They just wouldn't take it.
And the dog that Kaya is gonna be getting, if we are gonna get him paid. His name's Sylvester. Sylvester.
So the reason that we're thinking about getting the dog is that if we stay in the RV, it should be a happy place for the dog because we're not planning on traveling the way that we have.
And I've been saving my money for a really long time to get one.
Huh? So let me finish the thought, and then if I pause for a minute, then you can come in and tell your story, okay? Because then I forget what I was going to say. Does that sound like a good deal? Okay. So fingers down. And so the one thing that gets a little bit aggravating when we do videos is that, hey Rita, we have been looking at property in Tennessee. We've been looking at property in Tennessee and also in Texas. So part of what we're looking... Hey, Bonsai, how are you?
Hi, Bonsai.
Okay. So, We feel like we've had the travel experience in the RV. We've had the travel experience in actually living in a car. And they've both been good experiences. We wanted to know what it was like, and we wanted to be able to share that information with you guys.
You get a little bit tired of being in the car, but not as much in the RV.
Yeah, we love our RV. But we have come down to a point where okay, girls, you need to go somewhere else because you keep bouncing. Go.
I
go.
wasn't bouncing,
No, go.
she was.
You go take a walk or something, okay?
A bike.
And so where before we were traveling and even in the RV we weren't stopping more than one place. Girls, you need to go get your jumps out and go get on your bike. Go quick because we're going to leave in a minute. Now we're focusing down on being in places at least a week so the kids can get out. Sorry, the heater just turned on. I may need to go outside. Hey, Palmetto. And so we've had the RV experience, long-term RV experience. We've had the car experience, long-term car experience. And now it's starting to show. Everybody's sore. We're getting homesick. Stop for longer. But the thing is for me, I still want to be farming. And so kind of what we're looking like is maybe somewhere to rent for a month or two. What's going on with Trish down in Florida is that she's still in transition because her house flooded, and I'm not sure that there's really going to be as much of a place there as there would have been if they hadn't had the hurricane. And so we're kind of watching for those places along the way where we could rent for a couple months. Maybe I could maybe even buy. There's been some places in Texas where the property values were exceptional, and I mean we could just pay cash for something. Hey, Dolphin Man. And so that would be something that, like, if we found a spot where we could do a tiny house or where we could safely park the RV and then take a rental car to come see people. All of those things are kind of juggling around in our head because first and foremost, our concern is for the health and well-being of our family. And so if you guys see sadness, you shouldn't be seeing sadness. The only thing right now is that I'm a little homesick for my farm, but I'm not sad. I am enjoying the challenge that we're having. The girls are starting to enjoy the challenge a little bit less than before. Hey Raintree, hey Greenlee. Mud Pie and Simple Life. Well, and so, oh, thanks Palmetto, that was really nice. And so what it comes down to is that we always have our eyes open because of the way that our finances work and the way that our situation works. We don't make a lot of money. Right now we're really blessed because we're making as much money as we were before John lost his job. Being out on the trip has really increased our income. But John never made a lot of money. You know, I think the most we ever made was like $35,000 a year. And so what that means is that we don't have a huge amount of money, but because we never had a lot of money, we know how to manage it. And so as long as we stay within that kind of income responsibility, I don't know how to put it, we could pretty much stop anywhere and survive because we're mobile. And so if we saw a good opportunity, if we saw some land and a little house and all that, we could stop and we could just do that. And we've had long talks about John going back to work and going back to school. It's hard for him to do school when we're driving as much as we are, and that's kind of where we come down to is John can't work and John can't go back to school if he's driving all day. I thought I'd come on because some people got really cranky about feeling like we were feeling sorry for ourselves, or I thought our live show was really fun yesterday, but some people really kind of blew up about it. So I thought I'd come on.
Sorry to hear that. So, okay.
Okay, same in the West. Let's see, I need to scroll over a little bit, Mud Pie Girl. Same in the West, we just purchased 22, I need to move that over, 22 acres? Yeah, 22 acres. Yeah, we think Tennessee would be great. We've heard good things about North Carolina, but we don't necessarily like the politics in North Carolina so much. Yeah, don't you like the decor here? This is the not the guest house.
Well,
this is the clubhouse. and it's a really nice park. So we're going to be here for a week.
Rain Country Homestead says love the decor. So
yeah, so
always
we're honestly I've actually been looking at real estate all day yesterday and some this morning in Tennessee and also in Texas. Those are 2 places we're looking that we think things would be in a price range where we could kind of stay with our values as far as like paying things with cash, and we always try to have our money expenditures be a lot less than what we're bringing in, obviously. I'm in the middle of Tennessee near the Alabama line, and it's gorgeous here. We were thinking, where was it in Tennessee that I saw a good place? It was, I think it was like half an hour away from Nashville was the one that I found, where it was like 40 acres for $30,000 or something.
Yeah. And
we don't want something that big.
Just looking on the map, I liked Lake County, Tennessee, because it was very low population and close to the Mississippi.
Yeah. So we've gotten to a point, we move very quickly when we kind of decide what it is that we're going to do. And when we start to see there be complications in our family, which Kaya would be having complications right now, we change, we're like that. We're like, okay, let's address this. Would a dog help? Yes, I think a dog would help.
Did you and Paige
the reason that Tina doesn't work for that is that Tina is not high energy. She's never been high energy. She doesn't necessarily like to play. She likes to cuddle. She likes to go for walks, but she's not a high energy dog. And Kaya has taken really good care of Tina in the last couple months. She's been really responsible. And so Tina has been more of Paige's dog, so that's why we need to get Sylvester for Kaya. Now, if we got Sylvester for Kaya, it would kind of change the way, the dynamics of how we travel, because we haven't seen how Sylvester does in the RV. If he's like Tina and he'll just lay down and take a nap until you come home, then that works really well for us. If it turns out that he's really sad and lonely and he tears things up, that obviously won't work. So we're working with the rescue organization. We'll probably go and visit him a couple times. We'll probably bring him home for a sleepover, see how he does in the RV if we're gone for a couple hours. And we'll just... Is that how it works?
Yeah.
So...
Interesting.
Yeah. So our priority is that Kaya be happy, but also our priority is that the dog be really comfortable with the situation, that he's happy. We don't want to bring him in just to have him be unhappy. If we're not in hotels, it's not a big deal having an extra dog. The only other thing that could be a problem is if we did decide we wanted to go on a train ride. I think you can put kennels. You can bring kennels for your animals, and the animals stay in kennels.
Probably.
I think that's how it works, but I'm not sure. We'd have to look into that.
You went red line, so you may be buffering. Yeah, we are buffering out in the world.
Darn it.
So,
Oh, thanks, George.
what did George say? Quote
George
George.
Gentry, there will always be people who are unkind if you don't live their way. You guys are doing good, so ignore the unkind. Rita is beautiful. Okay, Dolphin Man. Rita, it is beautiful there also. There's a town in Texas that is very... Is it Spur? Because that's one of the places I'm looking at, Wee Tree. There's a town in Texas that is very agreeable to tiny houses. Yes, and it's Spur, Texas, if I have it right. And it's incredibly inexpensive. We would still have to put in... I don't know. We're trying to decide if we want to do the off-grid thing. The other thing is I have some questions into realtors asking about, could I have my little urban farm? One of them was like 3/4 of an acre for $5,000 as a lot in town. But that does me absolutely no good if I can't keep goats. I need to be able to have my animals. Otherwise, I'm very unhappy.
Is it with a big white house?
Thank you, Dolphin Man. I do have your family on my prayer list. I really appreciate it. Hey, Amy Davis. Tech hubs in Texas are Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. Mr. Rain. Hey, Mr. Rain. Okay, so we have to go do another filming. You know, we keep saying we're going to slow down, and we have our RV parked. But today we have 2 dates, one with a family that we went out and visited last night and saw their farm. We're going to go see their daughters perform in their local high school production.
Montessori.
Is it a Montessori school?
Yeah.
For high schoolers?
Yeah.
Really?
I guess so.
I thought they were part of the public school and they were there as dual enrollment.
I don't think so. I think it's Montessori school.
Is it? Huh, that's awesome. What was the other thing? And then we also are going to go film an Earthbag house today over in Deming. So That's what's going on. So don't, guys, we're not doing this because